How young can you start a Roth IRA? Now, this isn't the typical question you receive from a 7-year-old, but it is an interesting question nevertheless, because the earlier you start a Roth IRA, the more money you can retire with tax-free. So to cover our bases, let's quickly go over what exactly a Roth IRA is. So a Roth IRA is a retirement account set up between you and an investment firm. Your employer is not involved with this transaction like it is with the 401k. Within a Roth IRA, you have quite a bit of investment freedom to buy specific stocks, index funds, or whatever you like to invest in within that account. Many people make the mistake of putting money into their Roth IRA account and then not investing that. So make sure you don't do that. A Roth IRA is funded by after-tax money, unlike a 401k. So you earn your income, you pay your regular income taxes on it, and then you can invest that into your Roth account. The tax benefit to a Roth IRA is you don't have to pay taxes or fees to take money out of your account as long as it's at least 5 years old and you are at least 59 and a half years old. I know, it's odd. It's an extremely specific age. But what this means is you don't have to pay taxes on all the money you earn through the compound interest and growth within that account. This might not sound like a big deal, but it is. Check out this chart that shows the tax savings for someone who adds $5,000 a year to their Roth account. $631,000 in taxable savings by age 65. Now that sounds pretty sweet. Now, admittedly, the differences between a Roth IRA and a 401k can be quite a bit confusing. So here's a helpful chart to make the distinctions between the two. Now, this video is on the Roth IRA specifically, so feel free to pause the video here if you're curious about the differences. I'm not going to go too in depth on it. And while you're at it, why not help me battle the YouTube algorithm by liking and subscribing? And if you find it helpful, maybe even share it. Not only will it make a big difference, but also by interacting, YouTube will start recommending you more content that will earn you even more money. So now that we have all the context, let's explore the question of just how early can you open up a Roth IRA account? Can a toddler with a fistful of cash and nothing to spend it on open up an account? Well, like everything, it's a bit complicated. In order to start a Roth for yourself, you need to be 18 years old. But there's a bit of a loophole here, so hold on to that lemonade stand money because there's still some options. Although a person needs to be 18 to open their own account, a parent or guardian can open one on behalf of their penny-pinching tot. So taking this route, there actually is no minimum age to open an account, as long as the child qualifies. Yes, it's getting a little bit more complicated. You can't exactly open an IRA account for your 6-year-old and start putting part of your paycheck into it. That is because you or a child or whoever the account holder is can only technically invest earned income, as in income from a job. So this kind of limits how early an account can be funded, but not by much, because as soon as the child starts earning money, any money, it doesn't matter if it's from helping around the house, mowing lawns, or selling candy bars to kids at preschool, they can begin putting money into their IRA account. Now, the next logical question you might be wondering is, a Roth IRA account is funded with post-tax earned income. Does that mean my 6-year-old would have to file for taxes in order to use one of these accounts? And the answer here is likely no. This is because federal income tax is not due on earned income under $12,400 a year if you're under 65 years old. And I'm pretty sure your 5-year-old is under 65 years old. So unless little Timmy is working a full-time job or started some entrepreneurial venture that is really taking off, this means no taxes are likely required to be filed or paid. And additionally, this loophole means little Timmy can not only pull money out at retirement age completely tax-free, but he can also fund the account with completely tax-free money, as long as he doesn't have to file taxes, which most 6-year-olds don't. Sometimes you just gotta love how complicated taxes are. Now, you might be thinking, this is all well and good, but if a kid is working hard to earn a little bit of money, they're not going to want to put that into a retirement account. I mean, what kind of Benjamin Button type 8-year-old is even thinking about retirement or even knows how to spell IRA for that matter? But we all know investing is important, and I'll get into the crazy results you'd see with one of these accounts if you start as a kid in a little bit. But right now, let's talk about kind of a workaround here for little Timmy or little Susie's disinterest in a retirement account. Let's say little Susie earns $60 a month helping out the neighbor, walking dogs, doing miscellaneous jobs. A system could be in place where all of Susie's earnings go into her retirement account, but her parents give her $60 a month in spending money as a gift and encouragement for her hard work. Think of it as some kind of employer's match. Now, let's talk about the exciting stuff. How much one of these accounts could be worth if it was open and funded starting at age 8. I'm going to go through a few scenarios. And I'm going to start this from least exciting to most, so buckle in. If little Susie added $500 per year to her account from ages 8 to age 21, then did absolutely nothing. She said, you know what, I've been investing for retirement for 13 years and I'm over it. So she let it sit until age 65, compounding at 7% each year. Her account at age 65 would sit at $211,501. And with that amount, Susie would be able to withdraw $15,929 a year for 30 years, all because she invested $500 a month as a child. Now that's cool and all, but let's up the ante a little bit. Let's say Susie invested $500 a year from age 8 to 21 like before, but then maxed out her contributions at $6,000 a year until age 65. Compounding at 7% a year, 65-year-old Susie would be sitting on $1,919,000. This comes out to Susie being able to withdraw $144,603 from her account every single year for 30 years. That is insane. Now, last example. This one would take a ton of discipline on Lil Susie's part, but it's doable and it's probably right at the limit of what is reasonably doable. Let's say Susie, instead of adding $500 a year to her account in the beginning years, added $1,000 a year. This comes out to about $83 a month. So it's not insane. It would be tough for a little kid to do, especially in the earlier years, but easily done in the teen years. So $1,000 a year for 13 years from age 8 to 21. That's a total account balance of $21,550 at age 21. Then she adds $6,000 a year from 21 to 65. All of this investing would leave Susie's total retirement account balance at $2,131,000, an annual payout of $160,533 for 30 years at retirement. That is insane. So in summary, how young can someone open an IRA account? The answer is 18 if they'd like to open one for themselves, and any age if the account is opened by a parent and the child has any form of earned income, and we found out there's some loopholes there. Really what I find most amazing with this is the importance of starting as early as possible. Yeah, I knew it was obvious, but like looking at the numbers solidifies that so much more for me and just makes it like so exciting, the power of compounding numbers. You know, time passing it's a scary thing, but it's cool to know that there are certain ways we can use that to our advantage. And also, I'd like to believe that when I decide to have kids, I'm able to help them open and fund accounts like this just to help ensure that they're in the best place possible later in life. And it's a pretty foolproof system. So that's it for today. Get 4 free stocks using the link in my description with a Webull brokerage account. Seriously, 4 free stocks. All you have to do is deposit $100. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a profitable day.